Oh my Oh, let's mark out live this Saturday morning. Oh, let's mark out. I'll mark out Mania. Oh, let's talk about Invasion from Planet WrestleTopia. As we mark out Mania.
Yeah. Woo. That was kind of cool. I like that.
Oh, thank you. Hola, amigos, and welcome to the Mark Out Mania.
Woo! Good stuff.
How's everyone doing?
Oh, I'm doing great.
I
mean, considering,
our pre-shows are I think they're shows in themselves because they're just so entertaining. But yeah, I'm doing good, Pedro. Everybody's doing good today.
Hey, look, Zeus's image changed.
It's Rick Saber Jr.
Oh yeah, look at that. that was fun. That was some awesome stuff.
Yeah,
Zeus, man.
that came out super good.
That came out so good. Fucking Gumby looks like Gumby no matter which way you draw him. It's still Gumby. It's awesome.
Yeah. Rick is very Gumby-ish, and Morty being Tai Chi, it just works so well. Mm-hmm. Because like I saw some of the stuff because they're calling them the Dangerous Trekkers.
What?
That's their name in Japan, is the Dangerous Trekkers.
Trekkers. Okay.
Trekkers, like you're going on a trek.
Yeah. First I thought you said truckers. I was like, what?
No. Dangerous Trekkers, like they're.
I got it now.
Yeah, and so I'm like, that sounds like something Rick and Morty would do, and I'm like, oh my God, Rick and Morty, and I'm like, oh, like I wonder if I could do something like that, and I'm like, Rick Saber Jr. I'm like, oh my God. And Morchi. And I was like, so I just started sketching it out and using that gray paper again. And it just started coming together, and, went home and grabbed the Sharpies and the markers and just hammered him out. I don't know if you saw. Did you see where I drew my girlfriend Heather dropping the flying elbow?
Mm-hmm. Oh, we lost. I'm sorry, we lost James. I didn't realize. Here he is.
Hello,
James. Yes.
Oh my God, sorry. I'm having all kind of issues over here.
Yeah, I don't know what happened. I was like doing a tweet saying that we were live, and then I come back. I'm like, James is gone.
Brutal. I guess it was the little Mexican wrestler from the comic we're going to talk about. He kicked me off.
My God. I was wondering why you weren't responding to Zeus. I was thinking, like, why isn't James saying?
I was lost. I couldn't find my way back.
I didn't mean to leave you hanging there, both of you.
That's okay. I'm like, yeah. Zeus, Pedro's.
But I used that gray paper, like I drew my girlfriend Heather doing the flying elbow drop on the heart patient.
That was some great stuff, man. That's a great pick. I love that pick. It's awesome.
Yeah, so
good job, brother. Good job.
Yeah, that was fun. I got another piece I'm working on. I mean, you guys saw the number one Paul Jones, who's going to be in the hot. He's going to be in the background of that shot. Now I'll have him separately to put in other stuff in the future. Like if I want to do like, Rick Rude, Manny Fernandez, or any of the Barbarian, or whoever from Paul Jones' Army, all that kind of fun stuff. So
I always thought Paul Jones' Army was underrated. He has a good stable. He had a pretty good stable. It wasn't bad.
Oh yeah, and the thing is they were really, that was a singular mission to destroy the Boogie Woogie Man.
Yeah, Jimmy Valiant, yeah.
And that was his obsession. And it was a good, like narrative, because like it's all that Paul Jones ever wanted to do was destroy Boogie Woogie Man. He used, he brought along the, all those guys. He turned Manny Fernandez on Dusty. He brought in Rick Rude. He had the Barbarian. He had Baron von Raschke. He had all these guys trying to polish off Boogie Woogie Man and his friends, and I think just because of the way that the business is now, like who's still active from those days. I think that probably might be why he's not quite as remembered. But those were huge feuds, and very important in the in the NWA and the Mid Atlantic and all that.
Oh yeah.
Yep. Yeah, I agree. Good stuff.
And so
so the good artwork, the Paul Jones artwork is good. I like your avatar. I do like your girlfriend's Heather avatar, because they're matching. How fucking cute, I swear to God, it's so sweet. I'm gonna get a cavity. That's so fucking amazing. It's like it's all good stuff. It's good stuff, brother. I love it. I love it.
That's right. She's a sweetheart.
So
what else we got? We had Jack Evans beat the Hungry for Apples guy this week, and that was refreshing to see.
Hungry for Apples. Yeah. Hey, you mentioned the Apple thing. When he did his entrance, the QT Marshall guy, he comes out, he takes a bite of his apple, and then he throws it into the crowd, and someone catches it. The first thought, this is just a sign of the times, right? The first thought that went in my mind was like, COVID. I'm like, you just bit the apple, right, and now you're throwing it. It's going to have your saliva and stuff.
Yeah, it's like literally.
Wow.
First thing that went in my mind, I was like, droplets. No.
Of course, I've been binging Rick and Morty, so I'm thinking of Morty's dad, Jerry, hungry for apples. I'm like, what the fuck is this guy? I'm like, Carlito needs to fucking sue for gimmick infringement.
Thank God I have no clue what you're talking about. Thank God.
You are. So
I'm spared.
On Tuesday, I ended up watching a good portion, excuse me, of the AEW Dark. Yeah, that's what it's called, AEW Dark, because Jack Evans and Helico were returning, so I was curious. I just wanted to see. I was like, surely they wouldn't job them on their return. So, but a part of me was curious, like, would they do it? So I was just kind of curious. They didn't, but it looked like they were going to, but they didn't.
I wish they would have.
But
anyway,
so yeah, that's how I ended up watching some of that thing. But there was a match on there. It was the Peter Avalon, who's like the male librarian, and Brandon Cutler versus Sonny Kiss and Joey Janela. And this match made me like, I just wanted to tear my hair out, because some of the stupid in that match. They just did all this stuff, like it was like this weird drama theater like performance, like a dance performance, because it was like, oh, let's set up a thing and we'll just, stand and take positions to help each other do these like tumbling routines. And it was just like, oh, it kind of drove me up the wall.
It was no good, Pedro.
No, it wasn't. But yeah,
Speaking of AEW, what's all this heat I hear about chair shot?
I have no idea what happened with the chair shot.
There was a chair shot to Matt Hardy. To who did it?
I saw. Yeah, he had a pretty decent sized gash on his head, but some people were saying that he like squirted fake blood out of a tube on his head.
Really?
Yeah.
I haven't seen this, so I don't know anything. Well, who hit him with the chair?
Don't know.
Sammy Rivera? No.
Oh,
Was Sammy G?
Okay.
Was it? Okay.
Yeah, I think it was Sammy G. Supposedly had a ton of heat because Matt Hardy fucked up too. He gashed and then he squirted blood. I don't know what the hell happened.
And then
all I keep hearing is one giant cluster.
Mm.
Another thing is that I think a good idea just got done poorly for them, and they were trying
Double H, what's going on? Sorry, just go ahead.
It's okay. It's that they had that they rolled out that like the fan club thing for female fans of AEW.
Yeah. AEW heels, yeah.
Yeah, and it just got
what?
Oh
my stars and garters! I can't.
I'm not making up the name, James.
I refuse. I can't.
It got so much criticism, James, that Brandy couldn't take it and deactivated her Twitter.
Are you serious?
I'm dead serious.
No,
and
my God.
Like I said, I mean, I personally didn't see how, like, the whole thing, like the warranted criticism. Like, I mean, I got no problem with people doing, some kind of a fan club type of thing where they were going to have like, they were going to do like, Q&A. They were going to get exclusive question and answer sessions and virtual, multiple, meet and greet type things with.
Yeah, that's actually kind of cool. There's nothing wrong with that at all. Yeah.
Right. I mean, for $49 a year, I would probably pay for something like that for a group of people, that I like to watch. So, but I mean, there was so much stuff being slammed around in the fact that they only devote like, less than 5 minutes on a 2-hour show to the women's division. There was just, everything just kind of snowballed out of control. And I was like, if you don't want to do it, you don't have to buy it. My whole thing. So I don't even know what's going on now, but
AEW heels.
Yeah. I do think $50. I do think $50 is a little cheap, but that's because I don't
really cheap.
Project.
We know.
Yeah, you would have been $5. You would have been bitching Pedro. It's okay.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm cheap too, but I'm just saying. I mean, if they had a $49, thing for New Japan or something.
Yeah, I'd do that. This way, like I guess it was up to Ishii. It's kind of hot.
I would like to see the conversation between you and Ishii. Awesome. You'd be like, "Hey, I saw this Instagram post. What is it? What is this about?" The thing where it looks like Ishii's in like an adult movie, you'd be like, "Hey, what's happening here?"
Oh my God! Yeah, is that a carrot or a midget? What is that?
Oh, hey, Brian Bell's in the house.
Brian Bell, what's going on, buddy? Oh man.
Yes. Yeah. AEW Hills is for ladies only. Yes.
Wow, that's absolutely brutal.
And YYH wants to know, how is James feeling?
Oh, thank you, YY. I'm hanging in there. It's going a little slower than I would want, but it's going good. At the end of the month, I'll be doing cardiac rehab 3 times a week, trying to get the baboon heart in better shape. But it's coming along. Thank you. I appreciate it. It's all good. You know me. I'm Tony Stark in it, baby.
So only 4 beers a day now.
Mm-hmm. Only 4 beers a day. It's all good. That's it. So it's all good.
So, do y'all? What order y'all want to? Y'all want to talk about wrestling stuff first? You want to talk about Invasion from Planet WrestleTopia?
Well, how about we do NXT first? Get that out of the way before we start talking about some Invasion from Mars type of shit. Okay.
Okay, let's talk about NXT.
It was a decent show. I thought it was okay. It was all right. I'll say this. I love the fact that Undisputed Era is like actually going to get a face run because it's kind of cool now. I dig this shit with Pat McAfee because he's a fucking douche anyway. So somebody should punch him in the face. I can't stand him.
I think it's easy to get behind Cole on that one.
Yeah, he's a fucking douche. So you know what? Somebody punch him in his face.
I mean, the guy. I mean, if you're out there bragging about how great of a punter you are, shut the fuck up. Okay?
Yeah, you're a puncher. Pipe down, Junior. Okay. So, and I'm like, no. So, but it's good, because he's actually a natural heel, so it works. And I've always said I want to see UE have a face run. So I think I may get my wish. So let's see what happens. I'm loving the fact that Santos Escobar is actually calling out Swerve Scott, which is hot. Because that's a match that has to happen on NXT on the NXT takeover, and it should be 25 minutes of them doing what they do best. Just
that
going
would
at
be
it.
badass if they.
I would settle for about 12 and a half minutes.
Oh yeah, hey.
Because you got to remember, they're going to have 75 matches.
Yeah, true.
Because everybody. Well, actually, I won't. I take that back. There won't be that many matches because they'll have at least 12 multi-man matches.
Yeah.
So there'll be plenty of stuff for people to do.
NXT takeovers don't usually do a ton of matches, to be honest.
That's then. But now they're all fucked up anyway. Right. Ever since they went to USA, they all fucked it up.
But even the last takeover didn't have like a gazillion matches. It still had about the same number of matches that they've usually had.
And it still looked like a Vince McMahon booked SmackDown episode. It was horrible.
Yeah, kind of.
That's the whole funny thing. It's like, why do you keep hiring other fucking people to do the job that you're just? I mean, he's just a rewriter. He's just like Stan Lee. He just takes other people's great fucking ideas and then he rewrites them the way he wants to.
He just totally messed up NXT. But anyway, I digress.
I do want to say about the Adam Cole, Pat. I don't know his last name. Pat something. McAfee.
Yep.
I saw a lot of talk. I saw a lot of talk online, and a lot of people are viewing it pretty badly. They're like, because they're saying it just makes Adam Cole look like a jobber, that he's jobbing to this punter guy.
So, what happened with Karrion Kross this week?
I think he threatened Keith Lee again, and
he beat up a bunch of people, and
in the video montage. I don't know, some shit. I don't know.
Oh, I saw that. You know that what's his name? Myron Scott.
Who?
The guy in the heavy kid in NXT with the skull and crossbones on his belly.
Oh,
Myron Reed. What's his
name?
Bronson Reed. Yeah.
Bronson Reed. That's it.
Yeah.
Yeah, he looked good.
He looked good. He was actually the star of that promo with fucking stupid Damian Priest.
Well, how could you not be?
Yeah.
James, do the impersonation, James.
Yeah, James, we've been waiting for this.
Yeah.
I like Damian Priest. I think he's really good in the ring. He's a big guy, he lost a lot of weight. He looks good. He can do his thing. But goddamn, does he need a mouthpiece? And And of all weeks, you're going to feature not once talking, but twice. I'm like, dude, what are you doing? And he's like, do you know who I am? I am Damian Priest. I killed Keith Lee, and I made a ham sandwich. Like, come on, man. No, I can't. I will fight you next week. No problem. But first, I need a soda pop. I mean, this guy is like the worst, man. I mean, Jesus. Somebody kick him in the throat. How about you get him a voice box gimmick? Okay, yes. Kick him in the throat. Give him a voice.
We went.
I'd rather do the voice box gimmick than him saying, "I killed Keith Lee, but he came back to life. Now I have to kill him again."
No. Do you remember how bad it was when Kane did the thing with the?
He sounded like Damian Priest. It's brutal.
I guess so.
I need your clothes, your boots, and your motorcycle.
Yeah, and then he's talking with Bronson Reed. And Bronson Reed's getting, he's getting, I'll meet you next week. I'm ready to fight. I'm not scared of you. Let's go. And then Damian Priest goes, okay, let's go. I'm like, wow, you just took the wind right out of my sails, you non-talking bastard. What the hell is wrong with you?
Hey, what happened to Dexter Lumis? How did he get injured?
Oh, his ankle. I think he turned his ankle.
Oh.
Yeah, so he's out of that ladder match.
Yeah. Wow.
Yeah.
It's funny.
No.
It's funny. You hurt yourself with your ankle, you can get out of a match in WWE. You get COVID, you're showing up to work.
Yeah, I know, right?
You're not feeling good. Well, I don't give a damn. I need you out there,
Yeah.
I do want to say something about NXT. Dakota Kai versus Rhea Ripley was a really good match, I felt.
Yes, it was a good match. And Dakota Kai busted Rhea Ripley in the nose, too.
Yeah. Her nose was gushing a bit there.
Mm-hmm.
But that was a really good match. I was like,
yeah, it was a good match.
Yeah, this is the stuff people want. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Now, I saw the Keith Lee versus Cameron Grimes. Okay, I'm just gonna say this. After we saw the promo from Keith Lee last week where he let loose,
yeah,
that was an unbelievable promo. This is not the week to have the fucking wrestling match for Cameron Grimes.
Yeah.
After a promo like that, this is the week where Keith Lee takes Cameron Grimes and destroys him in 30 seconds.
Yep.
Here's when he becomes the monster. So he becomes the monster that Karrion Kross is bringing out of it. Okay,
I like that idea. That's good booking.
You don't have an actual wrestling match with Cameron Grimes the following week after that promo. You don't do that.
Yeah, I mean, it's not that the match was terrible or something.
No, it was a good match, but you don't need that type of match.
Yeah, it wasn't the right idea.
Right, exactly. You have him squash Grimes because Kross is bringing out that monster after that promo that he cut last week.
Yeah.
That's how you do it. But no, 19 writers and say different, but it's all good. Again, I digress.
You guys see that girl? That woman, Kimberly, signed with Impact.
Yeah,
used to be on NXT apparently.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I saw that.
Was she?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But once again, there's another one. Another one didn't want to go to AEW.
On the real quick, touching back on the Dakota Kai Rhea Ripley thing, I like the idea of Mercedes Martinez versus Rhea Ripley.
Yes, Pedro. That's all. Thank you for reminding me, Pedro. Good job. That was awesome. That was a great running, man. She really fucked her up. That was good, man. I like that.
That's gonna be a good match.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Or it should be.
It should be.
And once again, there's another one that decided, she didn't want to go to AEW.
Yep, you're right.
Just like they said that AEW offered Rey Mysterio a huge contract that he turned down this week to re-sign with WWE.
But let's not say anything bad about AEW. I don't want some of our fans going in the home crying in the corner now. Oh my God, they spoke something bad about AEW. Yeah, okay.
I'm just saying. There's just there's.
Okay. I see y'all talking about with Kimberly. Okay, yeah, she was Abby Lath or whatever in NXT. Okay.
Mm-hmm. Nobody wants to sign with AEW, especially if you're a woman.
Well, I mean, I'm sure people want to sign, but they really don't need to sign too many people at the moment. They need to do stuff with the people they have. There's so many. They
have such a great talent roster, but the way it's booked, again, I haven't watched it in a long time because I refuse. All right, I'd rather listen to Damian Priest than watch AEW, and that's saying something. Okay, so but that talent roster, they can have amazing shows, man. But they just, hey, all hail the elite, right? There you go. So
so recently, last week, there was a promo by MJF on AEW where he was doing kind of like a presidential campaign thing. He's doing some kind of presidential campaign, like parody or whatever, with his deal for campaigning for being the next world champion. And I completely forgot about this angle. Someone this week was showing me the thing from Impact a few years ago with EC3. He did the exact same thing. Do you remember this, James?
It sounds familiar. Yep. I do remember the EC3 thing. Yeah.
He did political ads, and then he did a deal where he stood in the ring with a podium, and he gave a.
Yeah, that's right. Yep.
I remember Pedro. I was like, oh my God, they're like literally ripping off TNA. The transformation into TNA is nearly fully complete. They just need Abyss to appear somehow.
Right?
Abyss versus Cody Rhodes for the TNT dinner plate, and like
I do have to admit to you guys something though. I've been itching to watch the fucking TNA lately. I don't know why. I've just been itching to watch it. I'm like,
I saw a little bit of it on Tuesday.
You can watch it on their Twitch channel.
Yeah, I know. I should give it a watch.
Do you still have access, James?
Yeah, I just haven't used my Twitch channel in like 4 million years, but yeah.
No, I meant access, AXS.
Oh, yeah.
You can watch. Yeah, you can watch Impact on there.
Yeah, I know. Every week it comes on. I know. I've been peeping here and there, and I'm like,
Peeping
on the low.
Well, what happened on like Raw? Did anyone pay attention to Raw? I'm trying to remember.
No, not really.
I don't remember if anything stood out. I heard about that stupid shit on SmackDown last night. I heard SmackDown was horrible yesterday.
I had it on, but I didn't pay that much attention to what was going
Where
on.
Those people
chainsaws came in and cut the ring up.
Yeah. The Revolution, what are they called?
Retribution.
Yeah, Retribution.
I don't know.
You want to do some damage? You want to do some work in the WWE? Okay, take that chainsaw, go to NXT. The next time Damian Priest has a mic in his hand, cut the fucking mic. That's how you make an improvement. There you go.
Well, does anyone know who they are? Sorry.
I don't know if is it Tozawa's guys?
No. These are totally different guys, and there's two girls in the group.
Set of ninjas. We have two,
and there are two girls in the group. Yeah,
WWE right now. Are you shitting me?
Yeah. Well, these aren't ninjas. These are just hooded men and women who are supposedly against WWE.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
I mean, are you serious?
All of them are wearing Halloween. All of them are wearing Halloween mask versions of Mr. Wrestling 2 masks.
Zeus sounded like he's about to go into his Zack Sabre Jr. impersonation.
James, you can't have two sets of ninjas on the same promotion. We're going to have another Brexit. And I didn't
one. I love you, Gumby. You fuck.
Junior and Mochi. That's disrespectful.
They're like they all wear black hoodies and black jeans and black boots. They all have these Mr. Wrestling 2 masks on. They're all black. And there are two women in the group, and they're supposedly they're like anti-WWE.
Oh, okay. Hang on. I have to interrupt.
Okay.
Blast from the past. Okay, now I don't know if this is the original, but the newest star to be signed to AML, okay? The AML Wrestling, America's most loved wrestling. He cut a promo. It's on their social media. Shanghai Pierce.
Really?
Oh.
Yeah. He's no young guy. Now, I heard his
No, he's
promo,
not.
which I'd never heard of Shanghai Pierce promo before. I never heard him speak before. So this could be the original, or it might not be, because he looks like a veteran, but he's got that red black mask and the cowboy leathers and stuff on. So we may have a huge veteran signing in AML in AML wrestling.
Shanghai Pierce. Now, I remember there was two of them.
That's entirely possible. Two different guys under the same hood.
Yeah. I know one of them was what was his name?
Mark Canterbury?
Yeah. The thank you page was perfect. Yeah. That was one. He was Midian.
Yeah,
Oh, that's right. Yeah. Midian. Yes.
Remember the Godwins? He was one of the Godwins.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, he was one of them. He was one of the Shanghai Pierce. He was on the, he was using that gimmick for a little while. So it could be him.
It could be. I don't know. He didn't seem Midian-ish.
No? Okay.
Didn't
So it could
seem
be
like
the original.
It might be. I don't know. I will do further investigation.
Please do it. Thank you, Zeus.
I think they're having a show tonight. I'm not sure. But they're it's like some. I think it's probably already sold out because I believe it's at their training center in Winston-Salem, and that has seating. So there's probably I'm sure all the great people at AML got the spacing and the social distancing in mind, and I'm sure everybody's going to have to wear masks. Oh, and on top of that, so I had to walk over to my neighborhood market, Walmart this morning to get something, and it was all out on the shelf, and it was up on the top shelf, stacked on a couple other things, and a sign said, "Please ask for assistance for items on the top shelf." And I didn't want to be an asshole and try to climb up there myself, so I asked one of the guys that was stocking if he would help me, and he's wearing a blue mask with a cartoon Ric Flair on it saying "woo." I'm like, that's an awesome mask.
That's kind of hot. That's hot.
And so that's kind of what we got everything all kind of wrapped up from this week, or anything else we want to cover before we tackle the WrestleTopia? I
have not gotten caught up in the New Japan.
Me neither, man. I gotta catch up.
I haven't seen Shingo Desperado. I haven't seen Hiromu Evil. I haven't seen Suzuki Nagata. And I think they started some tournament for the 6-man titles.
They just started a New Japan America Cup too.
Oh fuck!
Really? Yeah, they did.
Yeah, Kenta won apparently. I think Jeff Cobb won.
Shit, I gotta watch this.
Well, I hadn't heard any results, But I did see a picture of Kenta, and he had like a ton of hair.
Yeah, he looks like a squash exploded.
Oh my god, he's got a ton of hair.
Yeah, he's got a mop. It's like a blonde broccoli.
Oh my god.
Yeah, he could.
I gotta peep this.
Yeah.
Anything else going on? I don't know if I want to talk about Stardom booking. I'm not happy with Stardom booking, but there'd be too much I'd have to explain about the Rossi Ogawa's booking style to explain why I don't like where things are going. But it's not going.
We can get into that next week because they just dropped another We Are Stardom yesterday. So
yeah. So okay. Y'all want to jump into Invasion from the Planet WrestleTopia?
Yes. So the guys at my buddy Duke, he suggested that I check out this WrestleTopia comic by the guys from Suspicious Behavior Productions, which is really weird getting an email from something called Suspicious Behavior because you know your first instinct is to delete it. His suspicious behavior, delete that shit.
Yeah.
And so they've done a 6-issue limited series comic book, wrestling based, and I really like the color palette. I like the coloring and they're the artist is he's got a good nice easy style to look at most of the time. It's he's got the kind of Darwin Cook and some Bruce Timm and some Jack Kirby influence on him.
Yeah, Darwin Cook, I can see a little bit of that. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah, and the larger than life characterization that there's some Kirbyisms and things in him,
Mm-hmm.
and it's just the way it all just kind of develops. It in a lot of ways it's like a you got a washed up wrestler and who's kind of screwed himself by walking out on a promoter, and now he's kind of blacklisted to Alaska, and they realize his old gimmick carried on TV waves through the outer space to a planet where they're like they're really into pro wrestling.
And then he uses a pizza box as a championship belt. But yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, because it was from Galaxy Pizza.
Yeah.
So he declared himself the champion of the galaxy, and this promo carried across the universe and alerted this planet of people who take pro wrestling very seriously. So
all we need is Damian Priest as a narrator. We'd be good to go.
Crazy, but yeah. So there's a lot of characters in this thing, and starring Rory Landell, who's we've seen old buddy Landell get some love this week. Pedro, how'd you like WrestleTopia?
I got my hand back.
The art was nice for the most part. It was fairly consistent, which is the most important thing with like comic book storytelling. Sometimes is that the art be consistent throughout. The coloring was very well done. The
Wow.
the WWF/E meets Kanuku Man / Muscle setup.
See,
The
now,
very Telegraph stuff.
why would you feel the need to put planet Earth in a giant cage? I mean, where are we going to go?
I don't know.
Like in 1999, when this takes place,
Hmm.
it wasn't like, you know, Elon Musk wasn't even talking about going to outer space in 1999. We weren't going anywhere.
I thought it was like when he cut the promo about being the Galaxy champion or whatever it was. I thought that was in 1999, and then we fast forward like 15 years or something.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that would make more sense, wouldn't it?
Yeah, I mean, I think that's what was going on. Yeah, I don't know. I throw it to James.
Damn, Pedro. Well, I thought, like you, Pedro, I thought the artwork, was consistent. But they had some really good panels. But then there were some other panels. I was like, huh, what? And these names, like, what the fuck is a manifest destiny? Okay, I mean, at the name of the world champion, of the big space champion. Okay, that doesn't strike fear in anybody's heart if you're like the champion of the universe. I mean, I like the way the character was drawn. I like the way that belt was drawn. It was kind of cool, but Manifest Destiny, what the hell is that? I mean, come on, man, guys, come on, you gotta think of a better name. And names,
You know what?
and names, Rory Landell. Nah, that's not. I'm not with that.
Another problem I had too was like that. Some things that were like put in there that just didn't even need to be there. Like when Manifest Destiny comes to the ring at the end, and he's wearing that knockoff Big Van Vader helmet.
Oh yeah,
I'm like, oh yeah. Well, they all went drinking at Big Papa Pumps, so
Yeah, but I mean, it's like that didn't even. I mean, we already established this guy. I mean, if he'd been wearing that big helmet the whole time, and then we see him with this metal mask underneath later, that would be fine. But it's like, we got like two kind of, we got like a kayfabe universe going on Earth, right? So because they tell Rory, it's like, you're not getting the belt,
right.
and this is what you're gonna say, and he doesn't like it, and so he leaves, or he cuts the promo and he leaves, and but these people from the other planet, like, this is like, they've developed pro wrestling as their fighting style, and it's real to them. So it's like, but you don't know that it's fake on Earth, and nobody's going to tell you it's fake, and they're all just trying to. It's just so much shit going on, and there's so many characters.
Yeah, there are a lot of characters. I was like, who's what now? Who's who?
And it's a lot like a bad movie or a bad angle where you don't get the good payoff at the end, because they spend all this time building up this match, and the match takes forever to get there, and then when you finally get to it, you got these damn Jerry Bruckheimer endings that just it never fucking ends, and, it's like we said earlier before the show started, it's like, he's passing out from the sleeper. And
but then we get the Rocky V dream sequence.
Right.
And I ain't hear no bell.
I mean, it's like, and he's got a bad knee, and and so he can't do this and do that, and he got in a big fight with that dominatrix wrestler lady before he went out there, and not only that is he's doing all that fighting, and then they hit him over the head with a railroad sign, and then they beat him up some more while he's tied up in chains, and then he gets betrayed by not one but two more people who he thought were his friends, just so somebody can, they can ex machina the 3D New Day guys can come in and rescue him and drive a hover car to the pay-per-view. And that guy, yeah. And so we got, so it's like, I understand why the little mini wrestler, why, it's like the reason his moves work earlier in the comics is because they're kayfabe wrestling. But, are we to believe that this little guy is actually fighting all these gigantically big dudes for real?
From space?
I
don't get it.
Look, here's another problem along what you're talking about. There are panels where you see these alien wrestlers taking out like the Secret Service and stuff at the White House, and they're showing bullets bouncing off the alien wrestlers.
Right.
So these are alien wrestlers that bullets are bouncing off them, and yet they're succumbing to
a dropkick from the guy's 4'5".
Yeah, from like a mini. Yeah. Yeah.
Let's not all forget the wrestling bear.
Oh, that's fucking right. Why didn't they throw the wrestling bear at the aliens? Like, he would have had more luck.
Yeah, the bear was unbeatable.
Yeah. I don't know. I don't. Again, it was convoluted to me. It was too much stuff happening, and it was. But you would think the way they presented it with all this praise coming from this is so good, this is so this is so that. You're like, I'm reading all these reviews before I read the comic, so like, I am getting these huge expectations. And I'm like, okay, so it's supposed to be really good. I'm supposed to, I'm assuming this is good because all these reviews and guys talking about each other. Like they're all patting each other on the back. They're all jerking each other off. And all of a sudden, I read this thing and I'm like, okie dokie, here we go. And I'm like, no, okay, no, this is not what I thought it was.
It kind of bugged me at first that like the issues before the last issue, there's a lot of in terms of the artwork and in terms of panel layout, like big moments get a lot of space and stuff, and then you get to the last issue, and everything is just like into as many tiny panels as possible. But then I thought about it, I was like, well, yeah, they were probably rushed into the. Mm-hmm. They left so much for them to do in this last chapter.
Yeah.
Of this thing, they were just like, well, you got to fill in all this stuff. So like that match that they build up so much, the Manifest Destiny versus Rory Landell.
What kind of fucking name is Manifest Destiny?
The match cannot satisfy because they've been put into this format at this point that they've got to shove as much stuff as possible into this.
That sounds like something I hear every time I go to my cardiologist's office. Manifest Destiny, what the fuck is that?
I'm trying to remember what was Manifest Destiny from? Which president was that?
I don't know, but I don't know. It doesn't work with the story for me,
Well, it's just there's so much soul searching. It's like this guy has got to work out so much baggage. It's like he's got, he had the dumbass shit he's been doing in his own life, and then his dad was shitty.
Yeah.
And then it's just trying so hard.
It was a lot. If you're going to put that much story and that much into it, then you can't condense it into 6 issues like that. Because it was too much going on. You need to spread that out. Have a few more splash pages because if you're going to build up that big match like you said, Pedro, they were putting everything in like all the panels. Like having to explain. It just didn't work at the end for me. Yeah.
Well, I mean, like he literally did a soul quest.
Yeah.
Oh, that's right. With the peyote.
Yeah.
He did
Yeah.
a soul quest. Why does he need to do a dream sequence when he's passing out? You know?
I didn't hear no bell.
Right?
No, that's Happy Gilmore. It was Happy
Happy
Gilmore.
Gilmore. I got my hand back.
Find your place. Find your These guys need to find a happy place.
He'll knock you to the mother rock. I was reading that panel and also the Rocky theme came in my head. Dun 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 dun. You know, he's not going down. Here we go. He's about to Hulk up.
And why does Manifest Destiny have to have a metal mask on? I mean, isn't that
He looks like Bullet Man the Human Bullet. He
did look like Bullet Man.
Yeah, Bullet Man the Human Bullet.
Yeah. Let me say this. While I think the art was pretty good for the most part, I do think the character designs were not great. The art was fine, but the character designs were not great character designs.
Well, Rory's looks like a dumbass jerk. I mean, he's almost like Mickey Rourke in The Wrestler.
Oh, you know something I didn't like? Rory is so out of shape for so much of this, and then suddenly he's like buff for the big match against Manifest Destiny.
Yeah.
I'm like, where did he get the abs and stuff? He had like a belly all this time, and suddenly he's got abs.
You must have been a stunt double of Zack Snyder's 300.
He got in the sauna.
And so the wrestling group he's with at first, okay? So that feels like a small regional promotion, right?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it just screams Carney, one state, two state, promotion, right? I mean,
right.
it did to me. And But like this guy's talking about a buy rate of 5.6 or whatever, and I have no idea what the fuck that means. He was
arguing distribution rights. Remember that?
Yeah, and I'm just like going. I'm like, all of it was just. It just. Like I said, they just tried to do too much. I mean, your biggest problem is like if aliens who have been watching wrestling on TV through TV waves that came through space, if they're if they think that wrestling was real, okay, and then they decide to come to Earth and they're ready to wrestle for real, well then they're going to want to fight. They're not going to have much problems with the pro wrestlers. They're going to want to fight the MMA fighters. Right?
Makes sense.
They're going to want to fight the shoot guys. Oh, you want to shoot fight? But no, we got all this. We even had a fucking Canadian destroyer in the final.
Oh, I forgot about that.
And then they joined forces at the end after all that shit.
Can't even get away from a Canadian destroyer in a fucking
put a
comic.
Canadian destroyer in the comic. You can't get away from it, like you said.
And super kick. There was.
I
think there was a couple of them. I think the girl who started out
flapping their leg though.
Like I said, I mean, the artist did a lot. I mean, they did a lot of work.
Yeah, you can tell they did a lot of work. Yeah.
They really did, and if this guy, I hope this guy will take or these two guys. I hope these two guys will really kick around some other ideas to do their next.
Well, I mean, the way they were tooting each other's own horn, you would think this was the end all be all. I mean, I hope it gets some better than this. The way they talk about each other.
All the great reviews.
Yeah, oh, this guy, and I've been writing with this guy for so long. He's excellent. I'm like, oh, okay,
Well,
cool. I was all into this, and then all of a sudden, I'm like, really?
well, but look at it like this: they put a lot of work into this, and they
Oh,
just
no, absolutely,
they're
yeah.
no, they're trying to promote it. It doesn't really matter if they really, if it really is or isn't living up to that praise. They're just promoting. They're probably had friends come up with these quotes for them, so they're just like,
I wouldn't be surprised if those quotes were kayfabe.
that would be awesome.
Yeah, kayfabe quote. I'm Clark Kent. Of the Daily Hamlet. Yes, this is an awesome piece of fictional story or whatever. Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
It's crap.
One quote is, "They're not just doing this for a certain demographic of wrestling fans. This book is for everyone. I'm with it. It's for something."
I mean, it's clearly for wrestling fans, especially those of the WWF, the older days.
Yeah. I don't know. I think we could do better.
Well, I mean, Pedro, you did your little, you did your
Global Girl Fight.
See, now that was good.
Well, but look, Global Girl Fight, my approach to that was I made up some wrestling characters and I booked it like wrestling and then I had added some other little things as it went on. But
right, it was little things. You didn't have 75 characters.
Well, I had a ton of characters, but
but I mean, even when you view your stuff, sequentially, through a whole story, it's still, it's still not so complicated that you can't.
I had the benefit that I split it up into territories, right? So you were like travel, like 1 week you're getting Japan, another week you're getting the United States, and then another week you got Mexico. So you can do different things that way, and you have a device where people don't go, oh, are they in the same federation as the last chapter? Is like, no, they know it's all part of, they're separate or whatever.
Yeah, I would rather get them more into. I would rather see them dive more into that AWF than the whole planetary bullshit.
Yeah, that's another thing. Is that was there was plenty of stuff going on Earth. I mean, all the characters they had going on Earth.
Yeah.
Did they need another? Did they need another planet full of problems? No, they didn't.
I mean, this goes back to what I was saying. You make up some wrestling characters and then you just start booking them. Okay, you just like you would, pick a wrestling and just start fantasy booking. You just do that with some characters you make up. In a way, a wrestling comic should be somewhat easy to figure out the story because you just kind of go, well, yeah, you just make up characters. You're like, well, you just book them like wrestling. You don't think about it so much from, you're not trying to create, I don't know.
And they give you a list of the AWF quote unquote megastars. You got the boy, you got the Boy Scout Bob Schultz, and you got Cousin Orville, Spanish Rose, Don Fong Wong, the Rock and Roll Roy Lando, and the Kodiak Jack, the fucking bear. I mean, you should have stuck with those six and made some out of it. And Mini Macho, of course, the little guy.
Yeah.
But I'm like, come on.
Well, hey, here's the thing. If you wanted to continue that universe, to me, you'd have to reboot it and not do the space stuff. Because now, after you've had aliens come, I mean, what? Like, even if the aliens leave, like, what is their audience gonna expect? They're gonna be like,
he just Vince Russo himself. He booked himself in the corner.
Yeah,
they're like, oh, can we have the aliens back? We kind of want to see like Manifest Destiny against that glam guy or something. Like
or a
here
tag
you go.
team match with, fucking
yeah.
Rory and
Okay.
Manifest Destiny against, those two assholes.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
hold on.
Yes,
Here you go. Quote. Here you go. Quote. If you grew up watching the WWF, WCW, or any other wrestling shows, this book is a must-read. An event. If you don't, you'll still enjoy it. Pete of Pete's Basement. Like, is that real?
It could be, yeah.
I mean, I don't know if that's a real quote. Yeah, Pete of Pete's Basement.
I'll look up Pete's Basement.
I mean, like, is that a real fucking thing? Is that a kayfabe quote? I mean, like, what the hell?
Probably
There
is.
is.
I mean,
There is a
I don't think
podcast. There is a podcast called Pete's Basement that's about comic books. Yes.
Okay,
Oh.
so I would say that all those comments are actually real and
Wow.
highly generous.
Yeah, they are generous to say the least. I guess I never read God Loves Man Kills, huh? Brutal.
Dang.
Well, I mean, at the same time, like I said, I felt like there was a lot of the WCW 12 issue limited series in this.
Okay.
Because there was just so much they were trying to stuff in there,
Yeah.
and literally at the end, here comes Vader.
Back from the dead. He's better than Houdini.
Yeah, but I mean, it's the same thing. It's just like, Manifest Destiny walks in at the 11th hour wearing the knockoff Vader helmet.
Wild.
Yeah.
Yeah, look, I'm looking at the thing and it says, what happens when a down on his luck jerk of a professional wrestler declares himself the undisputed galactic champion? Well, the real galactic champion wants to dispute his claim. Rock and roll Rory Landell is kind of a likable jerk in his tongue-in-cheek story that offers a glimpse behind the scenes of the world of professional wrestling. The problems, the politics, the injuries, and even some blatant racism. If you grew up watching the WWF, WCW, or any other wrestling show, this book is a must-read. And if you didn't, you'll still enjoy it. Wait, so what is this deal about the blatant racism? Like the world of
I think they were talking about how that his manager was like, I'm not Chinese, and all those old tropes that were most of that had been phased out by a lot of that crap had been phased out by 99.
Yeah. What did that bother y'all? That it seemed like at the start they're telling you it's 1999, but the wrestling stuff feels like it's 1985.
Yeah, it definitely felt like mid 80s.
Yeah, it definitely did feel like mid 80s.
Like the guy that he's not gonna win over, like that they're saying you're actually gonna job to this guy. They're like, he's a goody two shoes. He's everyone's hero. It's like, yeah, you're like Hulk Hogan, right? Is what you're saying?
Yeah, which in '99 was not popular.
Right.
Nobody was cheering for the.
No, it was all about the anti-hero in '99. It was all about the Stone Colds and people like that,
Stone Cold, The Rock, Hollywood Hogan. I mean, Hall, Nash, all that. Yeah. I mean, nobody was a squeaky clean good guy.
Yeah.
Certainly not.
I mean, like me personally, I would have been more interested if they just would have stuck within the AWF and build story around that, because I really don't need to hear about WrestleTopia planets and shit like that,
Right. I mean, they just did too much. You just did you put 12 issues worth of stuff into 6, and you made something really complicated, and I don't think Rory was really likable at all.
No.
I mean, he literally walked out of the promotion, did not even say goodbye to his girlfriend.
He bounced.
Just said fuck it. He's even a little insecure about who she's with and whatever, but they're happy, and he's just gonna walk away from her without saying a word. I mean, that's a dick move right there,
Yeah, it's
buddy.
like Pat McAdoosh. There you go.
So, yeah, there you go.
I hope Adam
There you
Cole
go.
busts his fucking Pat McAdoosh in his lips and makes him bleed. He'd be like
Yeah.
Rory Landell.
Damn. Hey, did y'all see that clip of Buddy Landell versus Shawn Michaels set to like the Rocky music?
No.
Oh, I didn't know it was set to Rocky music.
Yeah, it's set to Rocky music. It's like a highlight package, and it's got the Rocky music playing. It's awesome. It's an awesome video package. I was like, I really got to see Smoky Mountain Wrestling. I've never seen it, so.
I watched, like, the only stuff I've ever really watched of Smoky Mountain was like some of the early matches here and there from some of the tape trader stuff I had.
Right.
But for the vast majority, I missed out on that.
Well, that was where the first time I saw Primetime Brian Lee. It was the first time I seen the Gangsters.
Right.
You know, that was the first time I seen Chris Candido and Sonny.
Yeah.
You know, Hot Stuff Eddie Gilbert had his whole stable there.
Wow. Excuse me.
You know? Then it all fell apart.
Well, admittedly, didn't they have a Yeti?
Yep. Yep.
So
Horrible.
today is actually also Gino Hernandez's birthday.
Oh wow! Look at that.
Born August 8th, 1957. Died sadly 1986 at the age of 28. I posted a picture of him. It was from the Big Cotton Bowl event where it was Gino Hernandez, Chris Adams, and Jake the Snake Roberts won the NWA 6-man titles.
Mm-hmm.
And that was like October. It was October 27th, 1984. So for that day and the next 2 days, Gino Hernandez was the world-class American champion, the Texas heavyweight champion, and 1/3 of the world 6-man tag team champions.
Wow.
Mm.
Yeah. He had 3 titles. Now for a span of 2 days, but still, that was pretty crazy.
Brutal. It's sad that he was so good. He was so good.
Yep. Him and Chris Adams.
They were perfect together. Yeah. They were absolutely perfect together.
And
it was so good.
And I mean, I don't think Gino had a finisher.
I don't recall.
He would just like cheat and win.
Didn't he used to do a pile driver at first?
I bet you're right.
Could be.
I remember him using the pile driver, and then for a minute, and then he stopped using it. But I'm pretty sure it was first time I seen him. He was doing a pile driver as a finish. But after that, it just I don't know what happened to it.
You're probably right. I would imagine that would have been his.
Mm-hmm.
I think that you're right about that. But check something. He just.
Chris Adams started using the super kick as he was the first one to start using it as a finish, right?
He was like the first guy to really use that. I mean, he's. I don't know if he was the first one to use it, but he was certainly the first one to make it popular, and probably as a finisher. I mean, Kabuki had done a thrust kick, but I don't know if that was always like his. I think they kind of made that his finisher in World Class, because I think he might have used a claw move in Mid Atlantic or something, or a nerve hold, or I don't know.
Then he was doing the claw on the stomach at one time.
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember that.
YYH says it's also Vinny Massaro's birthday.
Oh, I have a slice of pizza for you, Vinny.
Father. Yay!
Pizza.
Oh man.
Trying to think. Y'all, anything y'all been watching wrestling or otherwise lately?
I've been watching. I've been going back and watching, old stuff, from, WCW Georgia and, a lot of that 1984, 1985, 1986, worldwide, mid Atlantic, there's just a ton of it keeps popping up on my, um, on my YouTube, recommended stuff. And I just, while I'm doing other stuff, I'll just hit it and go and then just stop, just stop and take a break when I see something, interesting.
Yeah. I found myself watching a few of the remember the CM Punk versus Kevin Nash and Triple H promos and all that?
Oh, okay.
I don't know why, but that showed up on my YouTube. And I was like, I peeped this out. And oh my God, man, Kevin Nash is like, why? He has to be one of the most overrated people ever in wrestling.
He was a big dude, and he had a quick brain,
Yeah.
As far as like I would never want to get like in a put down war with that guy.
Well, CM Punk handled him pretty good, I must say.
Well, and he is one of those guys. I missed careers. I was telling somebody this the other day. I missed some of these guys' entire careers, like CM Punk, like Daniel Bryan. A lot of these mid 2000s guys, from like anybody that had a big career from probably around 2000 to about 2015, 2016. I missed it.
Well, you should go back and watch some of that YouTube stuff, Zeus, because he put Nash and he put Nash and Triple H to shame on the mic. I mean, he made fucking Kevin Nash look stupid. I mean, he was like, you're dying, you're big, you're trying to come back for one more run, and you see this skinny guy in me. I'm all the rage in WWE, so you look at this one last payday to grab him, and you hobble to the ring, hoping to get, hoping to get a rub off me, just like you got a rub off Hogan. I was like, holy shit, I mean, he was just running them down.
Yeah,
I loved it.
So, see, this week I watched Antonio Inoki versus Lou Thesz.
Oh, damn.
1975.
Fucking Pedro be pulling out these old school classic matches, man. Good shit.
How was it?
The match wasn't that great, to be honest. But there were some things that Lou Thesz did in it that were like really cool. Like there's a deal where he was kind of on top of Inoki, and he had like the legs tied up. And he placed his like elbow on like the back of Inoki's like neck or something, and then he like slapped like his fist or whatever to like make it look like he's jamming it into the back of Inoki's head.
Yeah.
And like I thought that was kind of cool. And then he did it again when he had Inoki in like a side headlock, and he kind of put the elbow on the top of the head and did that thing. I was like, someone should take that. Like someone should use that now. That would like look cool. But I mean, it wasn't that great a match, to be honest. Something I find funny anytime I watch old Antonio Inoki is his face looks so young, right?
Yeah.
But his body, even if you go back to the 60s, his body looks like an old man's body. Like how did this guy have like an eternally old man like physique?
Brutal. Yeah. Speaking of old man bodies, has anybody seen Eddie Kingston on AEW yet?
No, I haven't watched this stuff yet.
Oh, okay. because I'm just curious
happy,
how
I'm
they
happy
use it.
You know, I'm happy he's got work right now with the situation in the NWA, you know, being up in the air. I think they said that there's going to be a NWA title match at Alliance Wrestling in Texas, either
What?
this month or next month.
Really?
Lions
Yeah.
wrestling?
Nick Aldis is going to wrestle.
Is it Lions Pride or?
It's a alliance with a big red eagle on it.
Oh, Alliance. Okay,
Yeah.
never mind.
Alliance? I never even heard of that, to be honest.
Yeah, they have a ton of like wrestling promotions in Texas with all kind of names. So who knows?
Yeah. So you know, I know Nick Aldis is excited to get back in the ring. So
I miss NWA Power.
I do too. I miss Power. I miss seeing you know, we were all just kind of starting to get into Ring of Honor too, and who knows
Yeah.
you know, they haven't addressed anything of what's, you know,
Nope.
going on. So I mean, maybe they'll wait and do it all at one time. Maybe they're going to see if there's another wave of.
You know, that would be smart, Zeus. You know, if NWA and Ring of Honor got together and you just came out swinging, you know, at the same time. You know what I'm saying?
I think they should. I think they should, especially if you know, if the NWA has to let some more people go.
Yeah.
Because I believe I'm right in saying this, but that parent company for Ring of Honor's got pretty deep pockets, correct?
Yes.
Yeah.
Sinclair.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yep.
Yeah.
Because everybody's getting paid to sit at home right now.
Yep.
So
I mean, I didn't want to see Ricky Starks go or Eddie Kingston.
Yeah.
I mean, come on, man. He's a New Yorker getting over in Georgia. That's fucking hot.
I know. I mean, you know, Ricky Starks, he's an exciting young guy, and
yeah, he's good.
He can talk.
And he can talk, yeah.
Yeah. I think he's got a bright future, whatever he decides to do, you know.
Yeah. Eddie Kingston, his in ring is not going to be that great, but his mouth, his brain is awesome.
Yeah. Well, he cuts amazing promos.
If they're smart, they'll have him be a mouthpiece for someone who can't talk.
I mean, I don't know why you wouldn't put him back with LAX.
Oh yeah,
that makes sense. That does make sense. Yeah.
I mean, because I don't know what kind of shape they're in. I mean,
I don't know if they can go like they used to, though, Zeus. I mean, they're a little beat up too.
But even if they can't, you know, having somebody with that kind of a mouth, you know, backing them up and talk. I mean, because especially if they can't go as good as they used to. I mean, having somebody talk you up like crazy, you know, is.
Eddie Kingston should be with Damian Priest. Fucking two guys from New York.
Oh my gosh!
Holy shit!
That would be perfect.
Yeah,
that makes so much sense.
Mm-hmm.
Except in WWE,
of course.
Right.
Anywhere else, that would make great sense.
I just remembered what happened on Raw. That I can't believe I can't believe I forgot about this shit. That Raw Underground thing.
Oh yeah, that's how bad it was. We all forgot.
Yeah, the Raw Underground thing.
Yeah, and everybody's screaming that. See, I never really watched Chikara either, but there were people saying that they ripped that straight off of Chikara. It's something they'd done. One of the creators I saw was talking about like down even to like some of the camera angles or something.
So let me get this straight. You take this new heel faction into her business. You have them for weeks on end, all just dominate everybody. Then they get on last week's episode of Raw, lose their matches, but yet they show up all dressed up in the underground.
Yeah.
That's how they did it, right? Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah. So
See, this is why, you remember when the WCW Monday Night Wars was happening with WWF back in the day?
yes.
Okay. You remember when Vince was getting his ass kicked?
Right.
He didn't worry about ratings. He said he didn't have enough hours in the day to worry about. That's what WCW was doing, and the ratings. He was concentrating on putting the best product he possibly could. Okay. Fast forward to 2020, he's worried about the ratings. He's worried about the ratings with NXT versus AEW, and he's worried about the ratings now during the pandemic. So he's changing everything every week. I want him to go back to not worrying about ratings and just putting the best possible show on television. And if you do that, you'll get the ratings as they did back then.
But also, I mean, when you look at what was going on there, and the whole Monday Night Wars, the Monday Night Wars were because they were pushing each other.
Yeah, true.
Nobody's pushing Raw right now. They're just sitting there,
very complacent.
Well, they got nothing to compete against but themselves, and that's then you got some people arguing about demos and bullshit like that, but it really was, you had two giants with two great rosters, and that they were all talking about stuff, about behind the scenes, like, we gotta, it's like you saw that shit they did on WCW, we got to do this better, and and somebody said, why did WWF win the Monday Night Wars? And I think I summed it up pretty succinctly, is WCW lost their billionaire. Because with Turner around, they had the ability to spend ungodly amounts of money to do whatever they needed to do. Now, we have no idea exactly how profitable everything was when it was all said and done. But if you remember, they were getting, big name pro athletes involved in pro wrestling. Like, they were, they were the stars of the day. Kevin Green.
But at the same time, Zeus, that company was horribly mismanaged. I mean, they were giving away, they sold out the Georgia Dome and gave it away on free TV.
Right. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about the what they were able to bring all these casual eyes.
Oh yeah, I agree.
Yeah. They had
Jay Leno and all that. Yeah.
Kevin Green was a superstar linebacker.
Mm-hmm.
Reggie White was a fucking legend. Karl Malone was a fucking, starter superstar for
Dennis Rodman.
Dennis Rodman was the ultimate bad boy in all of basketball and pro sports. They were able to bring in more eyes because people were friends with other people, and they had the money to keep on doing shit to get eyes. Then Vince did stuff like he brought in Mike Tyson. There was a lot of people that were getting involved with it, and getting money out of it, and I think that this, what they're doing now, is a better product for pro wrestling, because the Monday Night Wars were destined to fizzle out at some point, because you're not going to keep that part of the American public constantly happy, because you're kind of outdoing yourself all the time. It's like, wow, who are we getting now? It's like, well, it's at some point, you've got it. You're aging out some of these veterans, and some of these young guys, are having to come up, and WCW started fucking up and doing dumb shit like putting the belt on David Arquette and letting guys like Benoit Jericho, Raven, Saturn. They let so many guys go.
Yeah.
And they were left with what they had, and it just, that was not pushing the envelope, and that was sinking the ship. So
I agree. And before I mentioned doing stupid shit like you sold out the Georgia Dome 80,000 fans, and then you're giving it away Hogan Goldberg free on TV under a week's notice.
Right. And
no build, no nothing.
Right. But like at the same time, it's like, WWF was doing, they were doing what, rocking Stone Cold and rocking and Triple H and, rocking China and,
Mankind.
They had, an Undertaker, they had a lot of their own people were kind of carrying it without, they were phasing out of the celebrity. They were making these guys celebrities.
And they were smart enough to make the boss of the company the number one heel.
Well, it just worked because
the whole thing with Bret Hart.
Because Steve Austin, he was hating his boss, from back in ECW. I mean, that was so there you go.
He just played on that.
No,
you're absolutely right. I totally agree, man. Good stuff. And speaking of Mike Tyson, where does Mike Tyson go after he appears in AEW? He shows up wrestling sharks on Discovery Channel for Shark Week.
That's going to be great.
Mike Tyson versus Jaws. Yes, I did, Pedro.
Shark Week starts tomorrow.
Hell yeah.
So that must mean next weekend will be our Shark episode.
The Shark Week episode. Now, I do have it on good authority that Mike Tyson will take two sharks and put them nose to nose and say, Kith.
Hello?
Kith. Put him
Is James still with us?
James, did you? Oh, he muted himself.
Hope he's okay.
Yeah, I'm sure. Well, if he had to mute himself, I'm sure he's okay.
Yeah. So next week, our annual Shark episode.
Because we've done, we did another Shark episode with all the.
Hello.
Yes.
Yeah, James.
Hello, you hear me?
Yes, we hear you.
Yes. Yeah.
What the hell's going on today? That goddamn mini macho again. Okay, go ahead.
Yeah. Oh, yes. You were saying, Zeus?
We did that one episode of bad shark movies.
I love that. That was one of my favorite episodes, man. Come on, man. Santa Shark. I thought that was awesome.
Shark Night.
Five-headed Shark Attack with Rob Van Dam. That was awesome.
Sharktopus versus Pterodactyl.
I hope Sci-Fi shows. They're not showing any today, but I hope they do show some this week.
Yeah, come on, they got to, man. Come on, did you see Zombie Shark? That was awesome. That's the worst fucking movie ever.
What was the? I don't remember the name of it. What was the one where like the sharks were building a dam out of like bodies and stuff?
Yeah.
I don't remember what it was called, but there was one where like the sharks were building a dam, and it was like, what?
Yeah.
Was that the one where they were in the woods in a river?
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah.
I don't remember the name of that. There's like a DVD at Walmart, and it's like got like six of those movies on there, literally of those ones that we loved.
That's awesome. So I saw Deep Blue Sea 3. It's pretty all right, man. It's not too bad. It's okay. It's all right, man. It has its moments.
So it's not as good as the first one, but not as bad as the second one?
It blows the second one away. It blows. The second one away is absolute trash. I mean, this is actually pretty decent. It's okay. I'm gonna put it up there with Sharkzilla and Sharktopolis. It's all right.
I couldn't make it all the way through Open Water 3.
I didn't even try either. I didn't. I just refused. I said no.
I got it on my Vudu. I can watch the rest of it because they have it on for free. But the where I turned it off was they were getting away and they'd been trying to escape the sharks, and they found one of those those great life raft things with the roof on it and everything.
Yeah.
And the one girl goes into hysterics and grabs the flare gun and shoots it inside the life raft thing, and they start sinking. And I'm like, fuck it, y'all deserve to die. I hope you die. I haven't finished watching it.
Open Water 2 was a disappointment as well. I didn't like Open Water 2. I thought it sucked.
It's interesting because they were out in open water, and with a couple of cuts, them bleeding into the water, and nobody and like a shark came by and then left, and then I'm like, but I mean, like, all that they were doing constantly was making bad splashing noises that would attract sharks.
Right.
It's like a couple of days in the water of that shit, and I mean, eventually, that and the smell of their fucking, feces and urine. I mean, they were literally out there, going to attract a damn shark.
Mm-hmm.
Well,
it didn't. And everybody died from other reasons.
I want to make a shark movie. I think I'm going to go out to my pool and make a shark movie. I'm going to buy a plastic shark and make my own fucking movie.
Next week we'll talk about sharks. Anyone got anything to plug?
No, just keep an eye out. Like I said, should have pretty sweet artwork coming up soon too. So
if it's anything like that Gumby stuff you put out the other day, that shit was amazing, man.
It's gonna be a little different, but that, like I said, that was just one of those artist inspiration things. Just struck me, and I had to
went with it.
I had to try to knock that out.
Next, this Friday coming up on the 14th, I have another music special happening.
Oh yeah!
How many people die?
No one. I don't think anyone dies.
Black tie, black suit.
There might be a song that might be sad or so, but not death.
Is a funeral attire required?
No. It's called Summer Chill. It'll be this Friday, August 14th. It's just me and the acoustic guitar.
You and the guitar?
Yeah, just me and the acoustic. So
you and your guitar string.
The not young jam band's not around.
Are you gonna perform? Can we hear your Watermelon song live?
I don't think that's on the set list. But
it's not on the set list.
It's not on the set list. But
will Angie have to eat buckets of chocolate?
No, I don't think so. But 7 p.m. is my time. Okay, it's 8 p.m. Eastern, 7 p.m. Central, 5 p.m. Pacific. Friday, August 14th. It'll premiere on YouTube. So yeah, if you want to come out. It'll be fun.
I might be chair shotting some technicians in about 10 days as I start my cardiac rehab 3 days a week. So you're like, well, it pisses me off while I'm on a treadmill. I'm gonna give them a chair shot. So that should be fun.
So
yes,
do we have a cards episode coming up too?
Yes. On Tuesday there should be another looking at cards. It'll won't be sports related. It won't be movie or TV related. It'll be music related. But it might make you shout it out loud. But you'll have to wait till Tuesday to find out. Oh, I
Wow.
want to thank YYH and Brian Bell for stopping by.
Double Y, double H. Thanks, Brian, for hanging out with us today. We appreciate it.
Everyone else listening later, thank you. Everyone take care, stay safe. Wear your mask, wash your hands.
Oh, I'm sorry about my voice. I'm sorry about my voice. It still sounds raspy, as you know. It's still sore from having a camera stuck down my throat. So sorry about that.
Oh my goodness.
All good.
Everyone take care. We'll see y'all next week for Sharks and adios.
Peace.